Bonjour, bonjour. Comment allez-vous? And je vais très bien. Hey, how is everybody? All right, well, I'm glad that you all made it. Of course, we're going to start off with our usual fashion. And those of you who've been here before, you know we start off with the drink. So here's to everybody on the line. We hope you had a great week, but of course, we're here to make it better. All right? So here's to everybody on the line. Now, we're going to have a good discussion tonight. I mean, first of all, we're going to give kudos to our co-host, Miss DeJoy O'Neill. She had a viral moment last time. I don't know if you all saw it, but she was letting me and Keith have it, man. And as a result of that, I think she got like 1,600 views within like 7 or 8 hours. So I guess people like a lot of controversy. They like to hear people argue. We don't call it arguing. We were having a difference of opinions. So we always agree to disagree. So we want to shout her out. Kudos to you. You've got your 1.6K in your little viral moment on last week when you were really letting me and Keith know how you felt about certain things. And I forgot to tell you, hey, we're on the same team. You can't come at us like that. And don't come in here with that foolishness tonight. All right? But anyway, we talked about mental health last time. More specifically, we talked about burnout, loneliness, and psychological stress. And that was a very good discussion. As I said, we got over 1,600 views in less than 24 hours. So I think that's one of our best moments we had. So thanks to all of you who support us and who are here all the time. We certainly appreciate all of that. All right. But without further ado, I'm going to bring my co-host on so we can get started. Our topic tonight is about rumors. And I know everybody's been victim of rumors and people talking about them. We're going to decide and discuss why and how we can identify them and what we need to do. All right, so let me bring my co-host on. Y'all get your drinks while I'm doing this, and go ahead and wet your throats because you're going to need it. All right? All right. There's one of them. Hey, Miss O'Neill.
Hey,
You going to behave tonight?
yeah, I ain't gonna tell you that because
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna
Hey,
try.
don't say
I
it if you don't mean it or you don't think you can do it. We'll
I ain't
tell
gonna be
you
able to
the way
do it.
we can get it. All right,
Yeah,
but
okay. Listen, I tried to log in on my laptop so I could see like the comments and stuff, everybody, but TikTok got me because if you try to log in on your laptop and you're on your phone, it'll say you gotta either do it on your laptop or your phone. So if we don't see the comments and whatever at the bottom, we're not ignoring you. Of course, TikTok, it's hard for us to do that and talk at the same time. So just know we love you. Okay.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, well that's good to know because I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
But,
and then when you try to still switch and click on it'll cut off the other device that you own it on. So it wouldn't let me.
wow. Okay.
Hmm.
All right, Keith. I'm trying to bring you in, so I don't know what's going on your end. But anyway, like we said, we're going to talk about rumors and how do they get started, why, and what we can do about it. Man, I'm telling you, that's one of them things that I despise. I'd rather have a stake to the heart than have people gossiping around me. I hate that.
Well. For starters, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing about them because they always gonna happen, and
Oh yeah.
because people are gonna find something no matter what to talk about. I mean, they talked about Jesus, so I mean, if they found something to talk about him, what make us think we any different, honey?
Hey, that's a good way of looking at it. They
I'm
talked
just
about
saying
Jesus Christ and he was the one to save the world, ain't
that part.
it? Hey Keith, what's going on, boss?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up, DeJoy? Yeah, I'm probably in a bad area a
Hey
little
Keith,
bit.
how you doing?
Hey, how
How
you
you
doing,
doing?
superstar? Hey, look, I'm gonna send you some merch to autograph, and then you send it to me. You know what I'm saying? We need you. I need your autograph now. You told me and Mr. G about ourselves and told us
Yeah,
everything. It
man.
went viral. Okay, that's how we do. All right,
Yes, y'all
and you ain't
stop.
even do the pots and pans on them. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I ain't even have the pans ready. I ain't even have to use the pan.
Yeah.
But thank y'all.
Hey,
Hey,
that's
it's all
that's
good. We
that's
know you.
something
We know
to
you, the lunch lady, the real lunch lady. You know what I'm saying? Hey. We amongst greatness, man. But yeah, hey, I'm probably gonna have to jump off in about 20 minutes, guys. I'm actually gonna be pulling up on this meeting that we gotta have on this quick some performance that we got just
okay.
invited to or whatever happening. We're gonna post some stuff this weekend, but. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to jump off in like 20 minutes, but DeJoy, congratulations on your viral moment. Keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's for all of us. So keep doing your thing. We gonna turn you loose, like they say.
Don't turn me loose. Don't turn me
Yeah.
loose.
All right.
But anyway,
So seriously, we appreciate all the views because that's what makes this thing work. And even if we don't get them, we still gonna continue to do what we do because we love bringing you the message and giving you information, hopefully that you can use to better your lives. That's what this is all about. At least from our perspective, that's what it is. Now, so let's get on to what we're talking about. And now, why do people start rumors? And how can you tell who started? Whenever there's some rumors started, everybody's ducking and dodging and hiding and don't want you to know that they started it, right? That seems to be the way it goes. But first of all, we got to know what rumors are. Rumors are uh, information that's spread to others without that information being proven.
in other words, y'all, in black people language, he telling y'all it's a lie.
That's anybody's language.
Well, you know, us black people, we don't even find the definition. We be like, you lying.
Yeah,
Shit.
you got that part right. You got that part right. Hey, but look, check it out. Now, so I'm glad you brought that point up because look, a rumor can be a half truth, a lie, as you say, or it can be the truth. Now, let me explain to you why. We know anything that's unfounded and people are talking about you. We know that's a rumor. But here's the other part to it, as far as as far as rumors that have some truth. If a rumor is spread and is not the truth, and it turns out to be the truth, then it's no longer a rumor. It's the truth. So if someone starts a rumor and they don't know whether or not it's true or not, it's a rumor at that point. Once they discover, or we know that it is true, it's no longer a rumor. It's the truth. Does that make sense to everybody? I hope so. Now, but we're going to talk about those folks that do it with ill intent and those who do it to hurt other people. That's our focal point. Now, first of all, we know people start rumors for a variety of different reasons. I think we've all have experienced that, where people have talked about us because of whatever the reasons are. And most of the time, it says more about them than it does about you. When people talk badly about you, most times it says more about them than it does about you.
And usually when they bring it to you, that be the one started it. You know, especially when they start off with the well, it was bought to us or it was bought to me. You know, that,
Look, the most common one, so and so said this.
yeah,
That's the
but
first.
I wasn't talking, but I wasn't talking about them. I'm talking about y'all. I was just listening. Now, if you listen to what somebody's saying and it's malicious and you know all of this, what we talking about, you just as big of a play. You just as big of a person in what's going on as they are because you are listening to them and you gonna carry the bone. But you know, you got them people that be like, "Oh, I was just listening. I ain't saying that," but you was listening.
Oh, those are the ones that still want to be your friend.
Hmm.
They want to keep you excited so that you can keep giving them information, or you can keep doing things that people gossip about because they're entertained. That's all it is.
Yeah, yeah. And most of the time, you know, I just learned like in certain situations, it's people that want the same things that you have or want what you have. They're are not, you know, jealous or envious of you because you have certain things. So they want to do whatever they can to tear it down because they know they can never have it or never get it or they'll never be you and things like that. So I mean, you know, that's just my take on that part.
And look, that's that's something I never understood. You know, I understand it from the practical position, but why do people hate you or start rumors about you because they want what you have? Or they're jealous because of what you have?
Well, I don't know the way I look at it. If you keep talking about me, you keep spreading rumors. So you know, because I know I got a few watchers on there. You know, I'm just gonna leave it like that. I look at it like this: if you talking about me and you spread rumors, it must be something about me that you like, or else you wouldn't be talking about me, or else you wouldn't find the time to, you know, be diving into it that much. Because if I don't like something or whatever, I'm not gonna find my time. I'm not gonna find the time to talk about it too much. You know, I'm gonna let it go because it don't bring me nothing but misery. But I found that a lot of people that do the talking are just people that really wish they could be in your shoes. And they'll use the rumors and the naysayers or whatever to try to throw you off your game, so you won't be in those shoes, so you'll be right there with them. You know,
Yeah.
especially with women. Now, it's some men that I ain't gonna say y'all men left out, but
Hey, it
uh,
ain't gender specific, that's for
yeah, but
sure.
I'm
Men
just
do the
saying.
same thing. Men is quick to throw another dude under the bus to get to
Oh,
the
I ain't
crib.
know
Like,
y'all
dude,
did it like
Yeah,
that,
oh,
but
they
I
do
yeah.
it.
know.
Oh, they do it probably worse than women do, believe it or
Oh,
not.
I know women, boy. We could be rough on one another.
But remember our
Oh,
motto on this. We know about hate. Hate is reverse admiration. So exactly what you said is exactly what it is, DeJoya.
yeah,
Yeah, and you
absolutely.
gotta love me.
So most of the common motivations for rumors are number one, as we already discussed, without even getting into it, is jealousy or insecurity. They might feel threatened by your success, your confidence. See, a lot of people don't know. People hate you just because you are a confident individual, or you walk with your chest out, not being arrogant, but that's just your personality and your demeanor, right?
Mm,
So they might be jealous because of your confidence or the attention that you receive. So they spread rumors to bring you down to make themselves, here's the key, they spread rumors because you're so confident and you're the one that everybody's talking about. They spread rumors to bring you down so they can feel better about themselves. Now, ain't that something?
yep. And half the time when they still gotta look at the mirror at that same ugly, no good, tired person. And don't make it, and then that make them even uglier if you ask me. And that's just my opinion. At the end of the day, the more you try to dump on somebody else and make them look a certain way, you still got to look in the mirror at yourself, and you got to think about what about this. I mean, because you still the same person, and guess what? They still are who they are, and who knows if your hate or your distaste or jealousy for them, that sometimes that don't do nothing but push people to be more better. And the more, as we know on social media, you can have so many dislikes and dislike this person. That's put money in their pocket every time you click on something that they doing or that they talking about. And that's the same in real life. Every time you approach me some kind of way and I know you don't like me, I just have to grin inside, because guess what? Although you avoid having to deal with me, you still got to deal with me. So, I just have to giggle on the inside with that.
When it comes to the rumors, see, they don't really want you to know that they're the ones that are participating or involved with it. They'll come to you. Most people will come to you and say, "Hey, I heard this." Now, listen, if you've got real friends, then of course they're going to nip it in the bud, and it's a whole different vibe when they bring you a rumor.
Right.
But if you watch the people that bring you these rumors, you can see that they're excited about it. It's not out of a warm place. It's not from a place where I'm really concerned and I know you, so I know it's not true. They are hoping that it is true because, again, what does it do?
They want your confirmation so they can go back to little Josie or Harry and say, girl, I asked her and she say, sure enough. They want your confirmation so they can go back and talk about it the same, or make it a truth, like you just said.
Oh, yeah.
Make it from a rumor to a truth so they can confirm. And a lot of times when you wait to confirm something, just know this: for every rumor you start about somebody, it's probably about 10 or 15 going on about you.
Well, that may be true. That
That's
may be
true.
true. But it's just ironic that people spread rumors to make themselves feel better. I can only say from my experience and the way I am, if I want to feel good about myself, I'm going to do something that I haven't done before. I'm going to dress differently. I'm going to buy some. I know how to make myself feel better without involving other people or belittling someone who seems to have it together. I don't ever hear people gossip about people who are doing less than them. And I mean, it does happen, But most rumors are always about someone who's doing better. It's their perception of what better is. You might have a guy that treats you right, treats you well, and they may be getting the brakes beat off them at home or not being having any attention, and they hate that for you because it's not them. So a lot of times, outside of just trying to make themselves feel better, they may be simply seeking attention. They may want attention. Some people crave drama. We already know that. Some people crave drama and want to be seen as being in the know. There's something about this thing with us or with people in general. They want to be in the know. It makes them feel good about themselves as well when they know that they are the ones who are involved with it, are the ones who are close to you, who can get the information. Here's the other dynamic. People who aren't close to you, if you've got weak friends, they find that friend who is easy to compromise, and they'll send the information to them so they can bring it to you, and then the information is returned to them.
I don't know. I just done learned to nip that in the bud because, stuff like that really aggravates me, and I hate, because I had that happen to me at work. Bring something to me and say it was bought to us, and they want you to let them stand there and explain, and I tell you quickly, like, get the hell out of my face with that. If it ain't got nothing to do at work or something outside of this, because don't nobody know me, including you that's bringing it to me, because if you really did, you wouldn't be bringing it to me. Like, don't you have something better to do? Like, I got money to make, I got moves to make, my life too good for that. So you have to I will shut you down real quick, and don't let it be somebody that I really really love or somebody I care about. I won't talk to you no more. And I'll let you know, like, hey, after this conversation, we ain't got nothing else to say to each other, because I feel like a lot of times, we so want to hear what's being said about it. It's some people that so want to hear what's being said about them or so want to hear what's going on. Then they'll sit there and listen, and you'll get mad because you don't listen to what somebody said. Just shut it off. Because it don't matter. It don't make me and it don't break me, And 9 times out of 10, I ain't going to even worry about you because I don't even love you like that. I love you because God said so, not because I have to. Not because, So, I try to keep
Not
things
because
in that
you choose to
perspective.
do so.
Huh?
Not that you choose to love him. You choose
I don't
to
love you
give
because I
birth
want
to
to.
him.
I love you because God said so. So that just make it easy for me. With them kind of people, I have to realize that, you don't bring no value to my life, anything like that. So I love you because God said so. Not because I just be like, oh, I just love them. Bull crap. So I try to be right and keep that kind of person on the inside. But that's just how I feel about that.
Yeah, but you can't afford to let people listen. Here's a rule of life that I live by. You cannot let people, regardless how they act, what they say, what they do, you cannot let them interfere with your being and who you are.
But
Because
that's how come. I don't let them interfere because I'm telling you, I love you because the Lord say so. Not because I just love them to pieces and they just sweet. It's a different kind of love. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna watch you get hurt or nothing. I walk away and call the police if I know somebody getting you or something, but I ain't finna help you out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
what I'm
that's just
saying
how I
is
feel about that.
it's your heart condition that determines your goodness and your evil. So you always got to keep a clean heart despite what other people do to you.
It's clean.
Okay. All right, Miss O'Neill. All right.
I'm just trying to
But I'm
say.
just saying, you'd be amazed how that works. There are very
So
few
question.
things.
Let me
Yes.
ask you something. Since
All right.
we on this subject, what I mean, how
Yeah.
else, how else do you take that? Because after some time, you get tired of that. I mean, especially if it's happened over
Yeah.
and over.
Hey, but you get tired of it because it affects you. If it don't affect you, then you don't get tired of it. Listen, it doesn't matter what people say because people have the right to say anything they want. Now, most people aren't going to allow people to disrespect them, but people can say what they want. I'm just saying to you, as far as you've heard me say this plenty of times before. As long as you ain't putting your hands on me, threatening, bodily harm, or being disrespectful to the point of no return, then I can. It don't affect me because I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm telling you. Like that's just my way of saying that. Like I'm to the point in my life I don't have time to be baby caking nobody. Ain't nobody I deal with on a daily basis 10, 5, or 2. You know what I mean? So I just look at it like this. Like I said, I don't have time for that. And I love you cause the Bible, cause the Lord say so. But past that, like you ain't gonna get nothing out of me.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, yep, and you might be saying the same thing. I'm saying that in my spirit, it does not bother me. You can talk about me until you're blue in the face. The way I perceive that is very unimportant to me.
Well,
So
we saying the same thing.
okay, it doesn't affect me one way or the other because I could care less what you say. And again, you got the right to say what you want. Cowards would say stuff behind your back. Cowards would do a whole lot of things. But even if you hear it, it doesn't necessarily mean that you got to go stomp them out because it shouldn't bother you, especially if it's not true. Even if it is true, I don't care where it gets into my spirit, where I take it into my universe or I take it into my self and let that fester because
That's why I carry that. That's why I carry that saying, mind the bit. I mind my own business that pay me, and that's my business. People just need to learn that, especially with the day. How the world is today. People don't think about. A lot of people don't think about their actions and things like that. I don't have time for that because you go talking about somebody or saying the wrong thing, then you might be surprised at what happened
oh
sooner
yeah,
or
yeah,
later.
yeah.
So I just don't have time for that. That's why I keep myself clear of that. Like,
Yeah, but see, say what?
I said, no, I didn't say that. I just said I keep myself clear of all that because I be trying to live my life, my good life that I've been given.
Oh yeah, yeah.
you know.
But spreading rumors for some people, it just gives them a sense of importance. They feel important. Think about somebody who doesn't have anything going on in their lives. Think about people who you know are miserable. You may have some inside information because you're close to them. So you know that they aren't living the life that they want to live. So
Kind
when
of
you,
like that. I know you in real life.
right.
How people say, I know you in real life.
Right. Right. So when these people start spreading rumors, it just gives them a sense of importance of being important. The other thing is it could be that they resent you or you've done something to them or they perceive that you've done something to them. So they seek revenge or they are resentful. It could be resentment that drives or motivate them to spread rumors. If someone feels wronged by you, even if it's untrue or unfair, they might start a rumor to get back at you, or to, more importantly, they want to damage your reputation.
And usually that revenge thing is it backfires. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
I you know I learned that as a kid. You gon' because Johnny said something, because Johnny hit you, you gonna run up and hit Johnny, and Johnny knock your butt out. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know you probably ain't got knocked out, but I done seen a couple people get knocked out and they run up on little Johnny.
Well,
Especially
number
in the
one, first of all, I ain't gonna be talking about nobody because it don't matter to
I'm
me.
just saying, how people. I don't know. I don't know why people don't realize that revenge is like a boomerang, and that's what I tell my boys. Like you could sit there and stew over all day what somebody done did to you or whatever, and you could try to get them back. Because y'all, sometimes people don't listen. I'm like, but that's a boomerang because eventually it's gonna come back and get you some kind of way. You may think you got away, but it might come back and get you.
Oh
You
yeah.
know.
That's like you drinking poison and want the other person to die. And that's what all these miserable
Absolutely.
people do. They're all looking for ways to cope, but they ain't coping. You know what I'm saying? And the reality is just like what you said, the seed you sow, you always gonna reap. If you're doing good and people who are looking to do good with the right heart condition, trying to sow the right seeds and do the things like what we're talking about, they ain't got time to hate on nobody because that's negative. Positive and negative can't coexist at the same time. So if they're
That's
being
right.
negative, they definitely ain't focused on no dreams. They ain't got no goals. They're not trying to move forward and be the best version of themselves. So those type of people, you just stay away from them, just like you said. But if indeed you do have to deal with them, I'm with Mr. G. Let them talk all day. Let them think whatever they want to think about you. As long as you look, you can say whatever you want about me. I don't care. You can say, oh yeah, Keith, he say this, that he really a janitor. Hey, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Not that there's anything wrong with being a janitor. I'm not saying it
Right.
that way,
Right.
but I'm
Now
saying
it's
it
called
in
custodian.
in the way custodian, right? But what I'm saying is that people try to use these terms to knock people down, or in other instances, create this persona like you're not real and authentic. And anytime someone tries to say you're not real and authentic, the first question is, are they real and authentic? Right? So if they're real and authentic, like I'm the type of guy, if somebody called me and said something about one of y'all, first of all, I'd be like, how do you know them? Right. First off. Second off, I'd be like, get off my phone, man. And I'm gonna call you and say, yo, this guy called me and said this. You know what I'm saying? What's up? I'm not even gonna entertain the whole, I'm gonna say, what? Mr. G, what, he did that? What?
Oh yeah. Hey,
Oh,
that's
I
what
didn't
they
know
do.
that. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
once they get you in that amen corner, man, them
Yeah.
conversations be quick as dead, right?
They get
I
you
don't
all
know.
jammed up.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
nah, you
It's
gotta
just
stay
good to
true.
me. I just
Would
be
you
wanting to pass by when people be talking, and and I know who done said whatever, and that happened one day, and I was in, in my workplace, and I was like, boy, I was like, I thank y'all for loving me so much, you
Hey,
know.
but see, Miss O'Neill, let
I,
me point out something real quick. I ain't mean to cut you off. You can't give it any attention. When you give it energy, I don't care whether or not you're over it or not. You can't give that sort of stuff any energy. So I'm
I
not
ain't
gonna
gonna
have
get
no
no more.
conversation about it. I'm not, even if they can say it and I can pass and I can hear it clear as day, I'm not doubling back saying, what did you say? Like I'm ready to man up and do that roundhouse. I don't care about that. Because the thing is, if you give it that attention, if you give those people that attention, they know what it takes to push your button. I'm not giving nobody that power. You understand? So,
100%.
like you
Yeah.
just said, you said, thank you for, yeah, I mean, that's a kind of sarcastic remark, but guess what they've done? They've
Oh, they
gotten
think
your
they
attention.
won.
Yeah, they've gotten your
They know
attention.
how to push your buttons.
Yeah, and why would if it doesn't concern me, why would I even address it? That might be the two last breaths of air that I need to live. I'm not
And
giving it to them. You know
and I
what I'm
gotta get ready
saying?
to jump off real quick, guys. My
All right,
apologies. But listen, let
no
me
problem,
say
bro.
this. Let me say that I gotta talk to you later anyway. I'm gonna send you some message. But let me say this. The joy, here's the other part of that, right? The same way you got to be careful what Mr. G's saying. Here's the flip side to that. People who move like that, they do that to everybody. So when you leave them, you're thinking about what happened or how they angered you. They not even thinking about you a lot of times when they leave that situation because they're on
Oh
to the
yeah,
next person that they talking about. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So now the enemy is using them as a way to neutralize you because you're doing good and moving on to further greatness and being great and all those things. But now you can't focus because you upset because you gonna tell that person off tomorrow instead of focusing on the next skit that you might be able to work on for the stuff tomorrow or next week.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that's how they get you. That and it could be sometimes it could be short. It could be for 30 minutes you're upset. But nah, some people go to sleep upset. They
Just the
wake up
fact that
thinking
you
about it.
upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be careful with that. But I love y'all, man. We gonna talk.
All
I'm gonna
right.
get with y'all for sure.
We love you back too, man. We'll talk. We'll talk soon.
Okay,
Okay.
guys.
All right. Take care. Be
But
safe,
yeah,
man.
I mean,
Hey, but
it's
look, the
hard.
whole thing is that you don't want to give that type of behavior any energy at all. Because if
Yeah.
you don't give it energy at all, they know that you're unaffected. whether or not I can go in there and smile and laugh and giggle with them and act like it doesn't concern me, that's all that they want to see because they
And I
don't.
and I and I and I say this. I'm gonna say this because it's been. I'm just gonna say this. Let's have a transparent moment. It's
Uh,
been hard for me to get to that moment because some days, I can do that, and some days, it's like I just want to tell these SOBs off. You know what I'm
oh
saying?
yeah, I know.
So I mean, for the most part, I'm the bigger person now, and I can walk away. But it's some days it's just hard. It's hard to be, and for anybody that says they've always been able to walk away or they've always been able to this and that, ain't no, we all have to grow to that point.
That's exactly
And
right.
it's a growing thing, and maybe you don't backslide now, because you're in a different place. But I know that there are sometimes when I be like, I ain't gonna walk in here and let these people bother me, this, that, and the third, and I be on cloud 95, and they could just grunt a different way, and I be like, them, you know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I gotta get to the point where I don't backslide. I ain't backslid in a minute, but I gotta get to where I
Hey,
don't
but the
backslide at
whole
all.
thing is that if you're aware of it, then you can work on it. I'm saying
Yeah.
life is so much more pleasant when you don't worry about what other people say. Because,
Yeah.
and if I give people the that advantage, then when does it stop? It ain't gonna ever stop.
Right, it don't stop. But that's the
Exactly.
sad thing. It's a lot of people that just don't get, even though we talking about it now, and I can admit that I have gotten to that point where I backslide sometimes or have, in the past. A lot of people don't even realize it's backsliding. They just say, I'm gonna tell them what I just like I said, I'm gonna tell them what I think. Or I'm gonna give them kudos for this and let them know. Sometimes we feed into it, like you
Yeah.
saying that way. Can't let
But
it bother you. I imagine me putting baby oil on me every day, or oil or cooking oil, and I'd be like, whatever they say, I'm gonna let it roll off me. You just have to get to the point where those things just roll off of you.
yeah, but
You
see, here's
know.
the thing: a lot of people can talk about it, and a lot of people know what the solution is. But getting to that point is something that you have to work hard at because if you don't work hard at it, then you're gonna waste your life away responding to other people. If you
Oh
know,
yeah.
if you've got to say something to them, what does it prove?
And y'all, y'all listen, cause I can't see how many of y'all on this TikTok or whatever. But anyway,
We
it's
got
been
about 45.
okay. So to the 45 of y'all, or to the worst of the universe is gonna listen. I mean, it's been so many days that I have, until I got to that point, like went toe to toe with people, like, and I'm supposed to be the supervisor, and that's for one thing. That's one thing I had to learn. If you're the supervisor, or if you're running things or in control of stuff, you have the power. Like, that's the first thing they want to do: see the supervisor slip, or see somebody in control slip. That's the worst thing in the world. Let somebody know you lose control. Let somebody know they get in your psyche that much. And I had to get to a point where I had to call my, sugar on the phone and be like, they did this and me, and for him to talk me off a ledge, right? So sometimes you have to learn you can't walk away from these people, because where you gonna go? You still gotta see them tomorrow. That's why, we're talking about this, so that we can get to a point. Everybody can get to a point where it just rolls off of them, or they ignore, not even ignore it. I don't even hear them
But,
half the time when I walk in.
but listen, you're right.
Yeah,
Physically, you can't get away from people
nope.
that you're in
But
close
mentally, you
proximity.
can.
But mentally, they don't even have to exist. And see, here's what other people want to do. Most people, and this is never going to work. This is never going to work. They want to act like they're not bothered. So they get to humming, they get to are trying to
Mm,
distract and talk about something else to somebody else. They know that they're winning. If
yes,
you are not concerned, you are just not concerned. You don't,
yes,
even if they're standing right next to you, the thing that you can control is your own self. And
that's
you
it.
go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's it. You can only
Oh yeah,
control
yeah.
you.
You can't allow people to run your life. If that's the case, you might as well be a robot. I'm not gonna let someone because they bottom of the barrel, bottom feeders trying to come up and they're trying to use me as the catalyst and they're jealous and angry and miserable. Yeah, all of that you keep over there. I can't
Yep.
let it, I can't allow that to enter my space because ultimately, if you do that, what happens, you take it home. You take it everywhere you go. You take it to the grocery store. You're frowning for no reason. You're looking crazy at people
Or
like
you
they want to
wonder
do
why your
something to
head
you.
hurt or you tired because you don't use your energy up for
Right.
for this. And I can only say this because I've been through it. And like you go home when your kids come home from school and they be like, little Johnny called me bald headed or big eyed or whatever, and you look at your kid, you be like, well, are you? Well, all your eyes are, I have to, you have to realize that the things people say, if you're not that, you're not that. Or the things people do to you, you can't let it affect you if you're not that,
Well, that's what we're
you know,
talking about. If
yeah,
you're not that, then it
don't let
should
it
bother
bother you.
you. But
Yeah, well,
my point is this: a lot of people listen. Trust me, I've seen it. I've counseled people. I've talked to people. A lot of people say, "When they ain't bothering me, I ain't gonna let them get under my skin." Yeah, by you merely telling me that, they're getting under your
they under
skin.
your skin.
So
Yeah,
I'm saying this: if it don't bother you, we can have a juvenile moment and laugh and get it on out the way just to see how dumb it is. But if you've got to go on and on and on and it's in your core, then you've been affected by it. Once I say it, if I got a homie or whoever I'm talking to and we having jokes about it and laughing, once the joke is over, I'm done with it. I don't need to repeat it no more. I'm done with it. Okay. Now, here's another root, a reason that people start rumors because of group pressure and conformity. They want to be a part of the group. People may join in on gossip just to fit in or align with others socially, even if they don't believe the rumor. So you got people that don't even believe it, but because they want to be Joanne's friend or they want to be part of the AKA, they'll go ahead and join in on that rumor, whatever advantage they can gain from it. So that's another reason. We swear up and down that they should know better. And in some cases, they participate in it because some of these people really know you already and they know that's not your behavior. I was caught up in a situation where not really because I could care less about any of that stuff. Where someone says something, I'm like, okay, but you know better. So now I got to punish you and keep you out because now you've shown a sign of weakness or you've shown that you really don't have an understanding of life or you have a weakness that's so strong it overtakes your logic when you know somebody. Now don't get me wrong, anybody can slip and do something wrong, but we're talking about morally, spiritually, ethically, all of these different things. Most people don't waver if they are built that way. So there are certain things you know about people that you know aren't true. So if you decide to share in that gossip and in the rumors, then you're no better than they are.
that part.
And the thing is, when they're friends of ours, or so-called friends, a lot of people they try to understand why they did it. I'm saying it does not
You mean they
deserve.
want to understand why they did it, or they
Yeah.
try to? I think it's more so we
Now they
want
try to they try to understand if you and I are real good friends, which we are. If we are friends, and then you do something that's crazy, or you say something crazy about me, now I'm the type of person I'm not going to allow it to interfere with my life, but I'm gonna still try to understand why did she say that. or what motivated her to say that when she know better. You know, there are very few people can, like they say, stand on business. There are very few people who can stand up in them trenches with you, you know, especially when things get rough, you know. I was always that type of girl. I mean, type of guy. Man, I'm
Oh
talking
Lord.
about.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
always that type of guy. So it didn't, too much conformity or changing, you know, I wasn't really interested in trying to belong. You know what I'm saying? Because
See,
I,
that's me. I just gotta learn how to cut people all the way. Like,
yeah,
I let people when they do something, oh yeah, well, I gotta keep this person close for this reason or whatever. I gotta learn how to really cut them off, like cut them off. But it is some people you gotta keep them at a certain way because you know what I mean. But I just
no, you don't. No, you don't. And now, that was the next thing I was going to talk about. Some people like to keep them around because they feel, oh yeah, I can get information from them. No, you don't need them people. Trust me, when you start ridding yourself of all of that stuff, there are other ways that whatever you need is going to come to you. So
see that's me. I gotta
let's
I
say
gotta
that
learn
you
how to cut them all the way loose.
yeah, but it's not that difficult if you really think about it. If you think about it like this, if you are involved with a partnership and you don't really like the partnership, and now you're there because you need the money, right? And
Hmm.
that's the only reason you're there. Do you know by staying in that particular set of circumstances, you're preventing other blessings and other positive circumstances to take place in your life.
Well, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna cut them all. I'm just gonna cut all that. I'm just gonna have a pair of
Uh,
scissors. I'm just gonna take a pair of emotional scissors and be like, cut, cut, cut.
hey, I'm just saying that's the way it goes.
Yeah, but everybody think like a lot of people think like that. Well, I really want to cut them off, but I gotta, you know, I can't let them go just yet. But nah, but serious business. It's a couple of people that I know I gotta cut all the way off. And I've been trying not to do that. Cause I ain't want to do that, but
Okay,
I'm slow.
and let me ask you why. Why not? If you know that they don't mean you any good, why do you have reservations?
I could tell you that off camera, but
Okay.
I can't tell you that on camera. Some stuff we gotta, what I mean. But yeah, I know it's some people I need to cut off totally, but I have not. And sometimes, it's just like, damn, I can't believe they did this or said this, or maybe, it's like you say, you just keep looking for a reason. But now I'm gonna get me a pair of scissors. I'm cutting them all the way off.
And look, when I say cut them off, it doesn't mean that you don't ever have to see them again. Your detachment, spiritually, mentally, and physically, from that set of circumstances is what's necessary. You can see them every day, but you know how, what's a good example? You see a couple where they had a mate that they are still friends with.
Well, yeah.
That's because emotionally, spiritually, physically, they aren't even attached to them. They don't care. You understand?
I'm like this because like sometimes, and I have to control my emotions, and I'm trying to put this in a way because our words are everything, right? But
They are
sometimes
very
I just,
powerful.
huh? Yeah,
Words are
some,
very powerful.
yeah, but I really do. And as we're talking on this live, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I just gotta cut them on off, cause in my life, it made me tired just to be around
And see, that's what I'm saying.
them.
Listen, what you're saying is true in most cases with everybody. They around these people that spread rumors, gossip, don't mean them no good at all, but they still continue to be around them. I can't do it. And for the
I
life
don't.
of me,
It's not so much as me being around them. It's
but
just
you're
I'm
still
in a.
attached to them.
But when I say, and like I said, I probably could explain myself better, and we could turn this into another live off camera. But it's like if they in your workspace or they, in your wherever, you can't just cut it off like that, because you
Wait,
have to see
listen,
these
yes, you
people.
can. See, listen, when you say stuff like that, then you're not committed to being better or doing better. And let me tell you why. Because if you're saying, because I have to be around them
Yeah,
physically, and I
physically.
can't escape my job because I work with them. I'm telling you, it's your attitude and your mental ability to stifle all of that.
Well,
You
we
can,
working on that. We gonna
yeah,
work on
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Because
We'll work
I'm
on
saying,
that.
to you, I'm listen, and I'm saying this with all sincerity for everybody on the live. Why am I around people who I know, don't care for me? I'm not saying physically, because if you're working there, you have to work with them. When I'm saying I can detach my emotions, I can detach my experience, I can detach uh, my spirituality, I can detach everything from that because it serves no purpose in my life.
Right.
Why would I foster something in my life that's detrimental or harmful to me? That means I got a problem with self love. If I love myself, I'm not going to do anything to make myself worse or preclude me from becoming a better person or being who I am and who I was meant to be. But a lot of people are like that. They hold on to people and they say this all the time. Well, I really can't let them go because we work together. Yes, you can. It's your thinking. It don't mean that you can't sit next to them. I can sit right next to you, don't care nothing about you. If you're that type of individual in my life, I don't have to be 100 feet away from you to detach myself from you. And that's a real dilemma that people face when they deal with people who have proven that they don't care about them, who have lied on them, who have spread rumors on them, who has talked about them. They have a lot of resentment toward that person, but they would never leave. But I'm getting too caught up in it, so let's move on.
I'm gonna just be like DMX, just let her go.
Oh yeah, you gotta let them go.
If
You're
I
not
can't sing, I can't
listen,
sing the song like I want to.
listen. I tell you, like my daddy told me, I had never killed nothing that wasn't already dead.
Gregory.
If it's
Gregory.
already dead,
Well,
what
yeah.
harm does it do for me to kill it? It's already dead. So, But anyway, so one of the other things is boredom, believe it or not.
How the hell can you be that bored?
Hey, you'd be surprised, DeJoy, and you'd be surprised how people live their lives and how they think about
I mean,
themselves.
what do people ask themselves? Oh, I got nothing to do today. Let me look and see
That's
what's
what
going
they
on.
do. They go to DeJoy's Facebook page, her TikTok, and see
Now
what
you know what, you surely are right, cause you surely are right. Cause remember I told you about that one little situation.
hey, and look at here. They get that amen corner on that phone or through their text. You
Look, and
see
come to
you
work. They come to work the next day and say, "Now what you said was very disrespectful." Well, get the hell off my page. And if the shoe fit, wear it.
but see, you're giving too much information. Don't
I
give
can't
that kind
say
of.
that. I didn't say that, but I'm
I
just
know
saying.
that's what you're thinking. So
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
thinking to
think it,
myself like,
listen to me, DeJoy. If you think it, it's in your spirit. It's in your universe.
now you
It's
want me to stop thinking too?
so when you open your third eye, then you understand that if I say something or if I think it, it is, it becomes part of my existence. I'm not going to say, that's why I'm very careful and even in the lodge, I speak on be careful with your words because once you say them, you can't take them back, and they are very powerful. So
And they are.
I'm not going to introduce that into my life. Period. I know what negativity is. Negativity doesn't feel good.
Listen. I done said I got a lot of growth to do. Oh, I mean, whatever it is, I got a lot. I've come a long way. And a lot of times people don't admit, like, I can tell you that I've come a long way, but I have yet a long way to go.
And
Um
we all
and
do.
yeah, but a lot of people don't want to admit that. But
You're never through growing, and you're
yeah.
never through learning.
And so my next thing on my agenda is to truly put aside, like when I say something doesn't bother me, and I call you a lot and talk about stuff, or my mom, and once I talk about it, I'm good with it. But then if that little hair sneak back up again, I gotta call you back and start all over.
Oh yeah.
And I'm getting to the point where I can really put stuff out once I see it. Really, really, I'm getting there. But
Oh
it
yeah.
takes
Well,
a
that's good.
while.
That's
It
good.
takes a while
And as
to get
long
there.
as you're working on it, that's good. I'm working on me every day. I'm trying to be a better version of myself every single day. But a lot of people don't give you recognition, so I don't look for it. I look for it within
No.
myself. I can
Oh yeah.
appreciate what I'm doing myself. I don't need to be applauded. I can find that within myself. But sadly, like I said, some people do it. They stir up drama simply because they have nothing better to do, and they enjoy the excitement it creates.
And
You,
something is really wrong with them people. I'm just gonna tell you, if you that bored in your life, I mean, you could crochet, color, do anything. Why, and that's another thing. So much good things could happen, or you can do so many other things than than start rumors or start something about somebody, or just, I mean, that's what I'm not understanding. It's too much. You
you
can
missed the
latch up
last part of it.
everything, huh?
You missed the last part of it. They like the drama because they enjoy the excitement rumors create.
Mm.
So think about this. Somebody sit back in their little cubby hole in their cubicle. They done started a room. Now everybody in the office is whispering and talking, and everybody talking about, oh, I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to see. That's excitement for them. They'll sit back there all day long and don't even involve themselves. But for them, it makes them feel better about themselves. That's just how it goes.
Man, wolf a
Thank you
day.
all for the gifts. All right. But
Hmm.
so now those are the ones that are most prevalent. Those are the ones that are most popular. And lastly, people start rumors because of misunderstandings or assumptions. Now,
And
this
you know what
probably
they say, when you make assumptions, you make a donkey out of you and out of me. So I feel like this. Before you do that, please ask me. Please, I would rather somebody come. I would rather you come ask me. If it's a genuine, thing. I'd rather you come ask me than you make assumptions, because I mean that's just quite dumb. That's not adult at all.
yeah.
We are not adulting when we start rumors.
But listen, I understand it, and I know how you feel. But people who are corporates of starting these rumors, they could care less about the logic and the hurt that it may cause anyone else. It's all from a selfish perspective.
But they don't want nobody to say nothing about them, cause soon as Miss Bonita that be sitting there say something, or you find out something about Miss Bonita, she act like it's the worst thing in the world, and so do little Susie and little Mary. They do. Soon as you
Yeah.
say something about them, or they hear something about them, they just go out. They just go off the handle. Well, the shoot this how you were doing everybody else.
Well, the reason I saved that one for last is because Not all rumors start with bad intentions. Not all of them. Now, I still fault an individual who have not thoroughly investigated what's being said or formulated their opinions without what they say, hearing it from the horse's mouth. So they still bear some responsibility for it. But for most part, some rumors are not started with bad intention. Sometimes someone misinterprets. They can misinterpret what's being said, what they saw, or what they heard. And it spirals quickly into false gossip.
Just like that. Did you ever play that game telephone when you was little and you whisper something in somebody's ear and then you supposed to you
Pass
like
it around the circle.
yeah, your teacher give you a thing on a piece of paper and then you whisper it in the person's ear and by the time it get to the end of the circle it's all wrong.
Oh
You
yeah.
know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We've done that. We did that in the military too. Part
Yeah.
of psychology or something. I think it
Yeah.
was one of my psychology classes when I was in college. But at the core of rumors, they often stem from insecurity, immaturity, or lack of empathy. Because if you have empathy for people, you're not going to put them in a situation or say harmful things about them knowing it. That's being empathetic, knowingly. You're not going to do that knowingly. The best response when we hear rumors, now y'all hear me good, the best response when people are talking about us, slandering our names, trying to make themselves feel better, the best response is usually just to stay calm, stay consistent in your own truth. If they're starting rumors, you already know what the truth is. So if it's not the truth, you stay consistent in your own truth. Let your actions speak louder than the gossip. So we said we're going to discuss things that you can do. So now let's talk about some of the things that you can do. That's the $1 million question. No, before I get there, let's find out who started these rumors. I think that's more important. And then we'll talk about what you can do. How can you find out how can you find out who started a rumor? And you don't want to find out so you go beat the brakes off of. You want to find out so you can have peace of mind and know how to govern yourself accordingly. Because those are the people you don't want to be around.
I mean, I just feel like after you realize that a rumor's being started, you should start governing yourself accordingly, period. It don't matter who started it to me.
Well, that's true. That's true. But most times you want to find out so that, at least you know where they're coming from. At least I would. Even though it doesn't matter to me one way or the other, it's always comforting knowing that you may have one of your close, thank you for the gift. You might have one of your closest people who you have a lot of trust in that's untrustworthy. So don't you think it is?
Yeah,
It's a
I'm
good
just be
idea?
like I'm just be like Haman when I'm just be like a sorceress and just cut the finger off with the ring too and just don't even worry about him no more. Okay. I'm just cut it off. I'm just cut it
All
off.
right. Well, if that's your solution, then okay. All right.
Yeah,
Now,
that's it.
listen, it could be tricky, but not impossible. And the reason it's tricky is because rumors often spread quietly. They ain't loud. Rumors start quietly with whispers, texts, especially on social media. And that makes it hard to trace it back to the person. Still, there are a few smart ways to figure out who started it, or at least narrow it down, eliminate what they call the process of elimination.
Mm.
First, if you suspect somebody, now some people don't want to do this, but I do. I can do them all because from the beginning, it really doesn't matter. The reason I'm investigating is because I just want to see who it is, so I'll know how to govern myself. I don't want to be around that person. I may have somebody in my circle that I trust a whole lot, and I need to know if I can trust you or not. And everybody makes mistakes, so you have to look at the whole person. You have to look at
Like
the.
I be like, I ain't gonna trust nobody.
No, you can't do that. You gotta trust somebody. Come on. Only thing you gotta do is just ask carefully, but non-confrontational. You see, when we hear about it, our first response has become combative and to clear it up. The better choice is if you hear someone repeating the rumor, you can calmly ask, I've heard that this being said. This is what I heard. And where did you hear it from? That's real simple. Calmly. Where did you hear it from? And guess what that'll do? You'll be able to tell by that body language, which is a dead giveaway in most cases. When the eyes get to avoiding you, where they get fidgety.
Except for if y'all ask me, cause my eyes be crossing, so you can't go by that.
You can't
Yeah.
go by that.
You gotta ask somebody else that.
The key is to be calm and non-confrontational. That's the key. If you ask somebody in a confronting way, then of course they're not going to want to have that dialogue with you. Often, but not always, most people will mention who told them, especially if you keep your tone. Here's the key. If you keep your tone like you're really curious and not looking to bang somebody out or bust their heads up, but like you're really curious to know, and we're all actors in this life. That's what we do. We act every single day. So get good at acting when it comes to people spread rumors about you. Just don't be angry. Don't be angry.
I ain't finna investigate then. I ain't.
Well, see, you got to master that art. It's an art to mastering that. And you can trace it back backwards, step by step, using that methodology right there. Now, the next thing is to watch out for who knows what. You have to watch out for who knows what. Sometimes the details can reveal the source. Listen to what I'm saying. The details can reveal the source. For example, if the rumor included something you told only one person, that's a strong clue right there. You know that one person had to be the culprit because you didn't tell anybody else. Now, that's not always the case because somebody could be listening outside your door. But it's a strong indication if you've only told one person. Now, and here's a sure way to find out who's been gossiping and who talks about you, who spreads rumors. If it contains certain words or phrases someone often says, you know how we talk, we got that dialogue, like DeJoya with that southern drawl, and y'all got that. I'm from the South too, but I done heard you say some stuff I ain't never heard of before.
Hush.
That's some grandmama talk back there, but that if you hear those clues or those words, it can point back to the source. This is a dead giveaway because you will know them personally. You've grown accustomed by being around them. You've grown accustomed to their choice of words, their vocabulary, and their repetitive phrases. Think about
That's why I just tell on myself.
it. The Georgia, we trying to help other people. Ain't nobody. I guess you just a lost case, then. If you got to sell yourself and you want to rake across the forehead, we just talking about
Okay.
people who trying to do better. And don't
Okay.
say to me that you trying to do no better.
Okay.
But if you know them personally, you know their vocabulary, you know their choice of words, you know the phrases that they use, you know their body language. You can tell if you are interested in learning. So the other thing is to just observe that behavior, observe changes in that behavior. If they suddenly behave differently, you already know what it is. If they act differently, you already know that they've got something to do with it if they're not the one. This includes if they avoid you. Pay attention to how people act after the rumor starts. If someone suddenly avoids you, seems overly curious, or jokes about the topic, they might know more than they're letting on to. And
Mm.
some people, they'll even attempt to be nice to you. They'll act like they're your best bud when they're the ones that started the room.
Mm.
And we all experience that. The next thing is to avoid at any cost a public confrontation. Even if you figure out who started it, directly confronting them in anger can make things worse. And I'm like this: what point would it make you want to embarrass them now that you found out? What does that do? That does you just as bad as them. So I guess it does something for your ego. Thanks for the gift. I guess that does something to your ego. You look stronger and more credible if you don't get drawn into the drama. You look stronger and more credible if you don't get drawn into the drama. Trust and believe. Now, it can be very difficult to get to the truth if you confront anyone when you're angry. You're not going to get to any resolution. You're not going to get to the truth if you are angry when you confront them. One thing you're going to do is get into a fight.
Mm.
I mean, that's the only way I know. That's the only, and even if you don't get into a fight, you're not going to get any resolution. It's going to be unresolved because you're angry. So if you're looking for resolution and you know that that's one of the things that will keep you from getting there, why even do it?
I don't fight nobody.
And the other thing is that only plays into their reasons for starting the rumor anyway. They want to get you upset. They want to get you off of your game. So if you already know that, why would you get angry? I'm a firm believer. When I'm in opposition with somebody, I'm not going to give them advantage over me. That's just like in martial arts. If I know that I got a swollen shin or, a cracked rib, and I still have to fight, I'm not going to let them know that I have a cracked rib. You think I'm going to go out there and say, oh, hey, look at here, before we start fighting, I got a cracked rib. Why would you give them that advantage? The same is true in this situation. They expect a certain response from you, and if you give it to them, they've won because that's the reason they started it in the first place. To upset you, to make you mad so they can feel that they're in charge or they're in control, and that serves as their motivation. All right? If anyone ever gets you out of character, listen, everybody on the line. If anyone ever gets you out of character, understand that that's a weakness. It's not a strength. I don't care if you beat them down. If they get you out of character, that is a weakness, not a strength. So keep that in mind. Now, Miss O'Neill, you got anything you want to? You something else over there? You want
What?
to?
What?
One rep, you say I'm working on it, but at the same time, well, I ain't gonna ever be able to do that because
I told y'all I be backsliding. I just, it just depend on, what personality is out there. Now, I ain't got nothing to say because I want y'all to be better. I want y'all to be good. I want y'all to be better than me. But I just want everybody to know, especially when it comes to rumors or whatever. Don't. Mm-mm. That just mean y'all just love me. So people can spread them all they want to. That just mean they love me. And I told you that the more people talk, that just mean you love me. You just want to be me, and you can't. I mean,
all right, if that's the way
southern
you
drawl
look
and
at
all.
it, and
Hmm.
if that gets you through it, then okay, that's fine to look at it from
Man,
that.
you say I can't really be wanting to respond to people and be wanting to beat people up, so I just look at it as they just love me.
Yeah, well, just don't let them. Don't look at it no way. Don't let them even get your attention. That's the
Okay,
key.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm when
Don't
I see
even
them.
let them get
Listen, when
your
I see them
attention.
this time, I'm just gonna close my eyes like this.
No, that's giving them attention because they seeing you doing something different. Just walk
Okay,
on by like nothing they have. I listen. I
I'll
talk to
just go to
people
my
a lot.
office and sit down.
No, that could be a giveaway too because you're running. Just be natural, be normal. Don't let it affect you. Simple as that.
I'm
But
working
anyway,
on it.
in
Okay.
conclusion, rumors are unverified pieces of information spread from person to person, often without proof. Most often, people are trying to make themselves feel better because they're jealous, envious, and they may want the attention that you are receiving. They can be very harmful. See, a lot of people don't know, but I think more people know than what we may think that rumors are harmful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that can be mentally, psychologically, and physically. So, and damaging to a person's reputation. And they spread quickly because people enjoy, check this out. That's why you got so many twerkings that people get, so many fights on the internet that people that
Did
go
you say so
viral.
many twerkings?
Yeah.
That
Where
is
people,
not the right word. That is not the
you
right
know what
word.
I meant.
That's not the right word for that, sir. Twerking
Yeah.
is not. Oh my
So
God.
you got
Go
all of
on,
that,
y'all.
and the reason is because people like sharing intriguing or dramatic stories and acts and behavior. They
Mm.
love sharing drama. When you let a fight break out on the internet, I guarantee you within the hour, everybody gonna be talking about it.
Now you got a point there.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. But you talk about something that makes some sense or something logical, something that's low key and cool, calm, and collected. Ain't nobody interested in that. And ironically enough, people say that they value their peace over everything. But they can't do without their drama though. So that peace must be far few and in between.
Mm.
But here's the takeaway. The way to deal with rumors is always to stay calm, avoid reacting, avoid becoming emotionally involved, and let your actions and truth speak for itself. Let your actions and your truth speak for itself. if it's a rumor, it's not based in truth anyway. So you have control over yourself. You don't have control over anybody else. What they say, do, you don't have any control. But you have control with how you can respond to it. Now, over time, just like anything, this is just a universal principle. Over time, honesty and consistency will always outshine rumors and gossip. Over time, honesty and consistency will always outshine rumors and gossip. So don't worry about it. Let them gossip. Let them keep talking. If they're talking about you, you must be doing something right. As you said earlier, DeJoya, they talked about Jesus Christ, and he was the one to save the world.
That's
So
what I said.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that. But anyway, thank you all for joining. We hope that this was very exciting for you and gave you some information. It's going to be posted on my Facebook for 30 days. So tell all your friends, come share it, and congratulate again DeJoya for getting 1.6K for cursing me and Keith out last live. And we certainly appreciate it. We still love her. So y'all take care.
Bye.
Au revoir, au revoir, and be the same, and goodbye. We'll see you next Wednesday.